Hey guys, it's Faye from Solar Flow, and I am back with an all-new video. Today's topic is a mini behind the veil energy read into Ron Howard. So if that sounds good to you, please stick around, and if not, I will catch you at another video. Now, before I dive into the mini behind the veil energy read, I'm first going to start by sharing some 3D information that I had acquired off of Ron's Wikipedia page. So here we go. Ron Howard is an American director, producer, and screenwriter, as well as actor. He started his career as a child actor, we're going to discuss that, before transitioning into directing films. Over his 6-decade career, he has received 2 Academy Awards, 4 Emmy Awards, 2 Golden Globes, as well as a Grammy. He was awarded the National Medal of Arts in 2003 and was inducted into the Television Hall of Fame in 2013. He has 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for his contributions in film and television, and he has a staggering estimated net worth of $200 million. So if you've been here for a while, you might have already heard 2 potential red flags, which was A, he started off as a child star, and he has an estimated net worth of $200 million. Don't worry, we're going to be exploring all of the signification of that, but not just yet. So that concludes the 3D information that I had received off of his Wikipedia page. Now we're going to commence the mini energy read into Ron Howard. So here we go. Ron Howard shakes his head at me, but it's not as in, oh no, you're here, go away. It was more like, and he tells me he has seen just about everything there is to see. He thinks. Corruption? He's seen that. Lying and deceit? Check and check. Stars cheating on their spouses? Check. Straight stars cheating on their spouse with someone of the same sex? Also check. And then he proceeds to tell me that Hollywood is a crazy place, but he cannot imagine a life without it. Because even as a boy, he had a big imagination and a strong desire to tell stories. So for him not to do it would be like a death to him. But here's the crazy thing. Ron does not know that his so-called big imagination is in fact no imagination at all. Because what he sees is real. And what he sees is real because his crown chakra is blown wide the fuck open. So he has a direct line to other dimensions and other realms. And if he was in the club, his movies would be considered reveals. But because he is in fact not in the club, his movies are still a reveal, but of a different kind. So this is not a reveal to satisfy the Cabal's laws of karmic retribution, which is we can do whatever we want to do. We can tell you the reality of the way things work. And it's once we reveal it to you, how you choose to receive it or how you choose to accept it or how you choose to perceive it, out of our hands. So even if they present these things to us as if it is a fantasy or a fairy tale or as if it's fiction, they've already told us. So it's out of their hands how we're choosing to receive it or perceive it. So if he was in the club, his movies would be a reveal to satisfy the Cabal's laws of karmic retribution. However, because he is not in the club, his movies are still a reveal, but they are a reveal that satisfies no agenda. It's just a reveal of what in fact is, because again, his crown chakra is blown wide open. So he's got a direct line to the other side. Now, this is where I'm first and foremost going to just say, or address the things that had come up earlier on about those maybe red flags. Former child star. Estimated net worth of $200 million. So how? So first and foremost, what was shown to me about Ron Howard is there's something, even when he was a child star, there was something about his energy. Before we even get into his energy, back when he was a child star, that was before the Hollywood industry had fully been infiltrated. So at that time, when he was a kid, a child star in Hollywood, could some things have been going on? Yeah, sure. But it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. In other ways it's been shown to me is like the kids are seen as like the hors d'oeuvres on set. So first and foremost, it wasn't like that back then. It's like that now, but it wasn't back then. But even taking into account the way that things used to be back then, before the industry was completely infiltrated and taken over, there was something about his energy they simply didn't like. So he was a cute kid, he had some purposes, but his energy was not one that was like, simply put, he was not an energetic match, and therefore, whatever it is that they possibly might have wanted to have done, if it would have been that way back then, it wouldn't have happened because he was not an energetic match for them. The reason he was not an energetic match for them, crown chakra blown wide open. And anyone that is in the club, certainly today, as I've discussed previously, for them to be in the club, they have stepped away from God. And when they step away from God, this and this closes up. So they don't have that direct line onto the other side anymore. But Ron does. And Ron always did. So the things that he had thought or attributed to his big imagination, no imagination at all. He's just got a direct line onto the other side. But here's the thing. He is not somebody that even if he was told he has a direct line to the other side, would not believe it. Because he is, despite the fact that his crown chakra is blown wide open, he is in fact blocked in many other ways. And especially in his understanding of being open or connected to the other side, as well as blocked to extrasensory perceptions and gifts and abilities. So despite him being open here, he and his third eye completely closed. He has, if you will, a calcified pineal gland. So he's open in some ways, he's very, very closed in other ways. And his belief or understanding of these things being real, he's close to it. How did he present it? Always had a big imagination. That's the lens in which he views the world. He's just got an imagination. Now, if you're wondering if he's not in the club, how did he get to have this monumental level of success? Also, because when he was working his way up through the industry, it was really before the club, or before the industry had been completely infiltrated. And it's not to say he doesn't serve a purpose, because he absolutely does. He makes the studios an insane amount of money, but we would consider him to be an outlier by today's standards, even though he had gotten into the industry before it was a club. Now, here's also the thing. Because he is incredibly blocked to many of the nefarious things that in fact go on in the club, that is part and parcel due to the fact of how closed he is overall. Because look at it this way, of all the things he has said he has seen, they're in fact pretty tame. Okay, he's seen some corruption. He's seen some cheating. He's seen some lying and deceit. But if you've been here for a while and you know what goes on in the club, you would say that's like a regular Monday morning. That's nothing out of the ordinary. And it's certainly not by any stretch of the imagination the worst there is that goes on in the club. So because he is so blocked, that also blocks him to the nefarious things that go on in the club. So Ron Howard, despite the fact that his crown chakra is blown wide open and he has a direct line to other realms and dimensions, he is somebody that really does not know what he does not know, nor does he want to know what he does not know. He don't want to. He's happy and content, living his life the way he lives it, completely in denial to the fact that he actually has a line to the other side. Just being veiled and truly believing he has a big imagination. And I certainly respect that. So even if I had the ability to wake him up or do a reveal to him, I wouldn't. Because I remind you, not everybody wants to wake up in any particular incarnation. And he is in fact one of those people that do not want to wake up. So that is the mini energy read that I have for you on Ron Howard. I hope that you have found this to be interesting and insightful. I remind you to please take what resonates and to leave the rest behind. And as always, and until next time, to stay in the high vibration.